Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Sport Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday morning here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go crew of friends over in the US, and we're heading to California. Of course, especially to the St. Mary's College women's basketball team. Of course, unfortunately, their team's come off two losses on the weekend. And of course, we've got three very special guest joiners right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks all three for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Obviously, I'll get all three to introduce yourselves and tell us what position all three play on the court.
I'll start. My name's Jade Kirasamy. I'm a redshirt sophomore and I play point guard.
My name's Hannah Rapp and I'm a freshman and I play a point guard.
I'm Leah Hannafin. I'm also a freshman and I'm a guard.
Unfortunately, he's came off two losses, including a very close one against Portland a couple of days ago. I guess tell us a bit about the weekend.
Yeah, this weekend was a tough one. I mean, Portland game was the heartbreaker. We were in it the whole game, and then obviously to lose by 1 point was devastating. But over the past games, we've really been trending upwards and we've been improving. So although it was a tough loss against Portland, we're heading in the right direction. So we're still happy with our efforts and stuff like that. And of course, Gonzaga is just a bit of a powerhouse. That was a tough game, but it's awesome to play against like that level of competition, and it's only going to get us better.
Obviously, now you've got, I guess, time, and I guess the season has been pretty up and down, especially with, I guess, the uncertainty of you're going to play any games at all. I think you've had quite a few postponed games so far this season. How difficult has that been, especially with what's been happening with the COVID situation over there in the US?
We've been pretty lucky. We've only had, I think, one of our games be postponed. It's obviously been tough with the whole COVID situation, but I think just taking it like day by day and just as the games come, not looking too far ahead has been helping.
Hannah and Layla before. Now, of course, both of you come from Melbourne, where we've had a really hard lockdown. And of course, both of you would have experienced part of that before both of you came over there. I guess now, you're going to a pretty bad situation over there in the US, especially in California, where obviously the virus has taken hold a bit more. I guess how have both of you sort of adapted to that?
Obviously, it's been hard because before we came, we were out of lockdown, so we didn't really have to wear masks anymore. But just like wearing masks, obviously, all the time, and just making sure we're always washing our hands because everywhere we go, like outdoor dining's just opened back up and everything. So like it's been hard. We haven't been able to go out and like eat places or just see other people.
Jade, for you, obviously your state hasn't had so badly. And of course, you've only had probably like a couple of days of lockdown yourselves in between now and the first lockdown. I guess for you, how difficult was that for you to, I guess, go back to the US, and I guess especially with, there's not much COVID case in Brisbane at all.
Yeah, I think it was a little scary just like knowing I was in like this safe bubble at home where like we didn't really have any cases. So, it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I knew I wanted to go over to play and be with my team. So I just knew in my head I had to control what I could control and just make sure I was extra cautious, wearing a mask all the time. Definitely had to get used to wearing a mask all the time. Like you just can't leave the house without one. So that was something really new that I'm now used to, but it was something new. And also just like working out in a mask was really different. Like I already struggle for air as it is, but having a mask on makes it a little bit tougher, but it was definitely worth it. And our team's been really good. Haven't had any cases. I mean, not to jinx us, but we've been doing really well and staying super cautious. So that's been really, really good.
Now, considering you're a redshirt sophomore, Jade, did you get a chance to return home?
Yes. Last year I obviously didn't play, and we went home I had a nice 2-month break, which was really good. And then being on court this year has just been amazing, and I really, really missed playing. So it I really wanted the season to go ahead, obviously, just sitting out. So I'm just really grateful to even be playing games and things like that. But not really sure what it's looking like this year, if I'll be able to come home, which is a bit upsetting just with quarantine and the hotel situation. So still not sure if I'll be able to come home this year, but we'll see what happens.
I guess throughout this year so far, I'm sure you would have played in front of virtually no one in the stands. I guess how difficult has that been for the team?
It's definitely, I mean, we have all the cutout boards, which is kind of nice to see, you know, some faces, I guess, in the stands, and there's a lot of dogs as well. But I think it just puts like a lot more pressure on our bench to just really be a big vocal presence for us because there are no fans, and it's nice seeing families after the games and things like that. So definitely miss that. But I think our bench has really picked up the slack for that, and we just have to be even better teammates than we were before.
This weekend, I think you're heading over to, obviously, to the Bay Area. Of course, you're going to San Francisco and Santa Clara this coming week. I guess tell us a bit about how's preparations been like today, if you've been back at training since the last weekend.
So today's our day off, so we haven't done anything today, but tomorrow we're going to have a really hard practice, and then Wednesday we'll obviously prepare for USF, who are versing Thursday, and then we'll have another prep day for Santa Clara on Friday, and then we play.
In your conference in particular, there is a lot of Aussie players over there in your conference. Almost every team you're versing has an Australian player. I guess how good is it to play against them? And I guess my question is, do you get the chance to, you know, have a chat with them after the game, even though I know the COVID situation, of course, with the protocols and everything like that?
I mean, it's definitely cool being able to play against people from home, and it's kind of a piece of that comes with you. It's nice to see them, and also with the COVID situation, it's definitely been a bit harder to talk to them after games. I mean, we can try, but it's definitely social distance and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was really nice, especially seeing like two Queensland girls after the Portland game, and I was able to catch up with them. Just had to make sure we had our masks on and, you know, 6 feet apart. But no, it's really good just to see familiar faces and see how, you know, we've all developed over the years and things like that. So yeah.
Now, for all three, how did all three get involved in basketball, and why did you choose it?
I can start. So my sister started playing, and my older sister. Through that, I did everything she did. So basically, just because she started playing, I chose that I wanted to start playing too.
So I had siblings that played as well, and I wanted to do what they did too, but also my dad used to play basketball, and so did my mum. And because I grew up around that sport, like I always just wanted to play and do what they did.
Yeah, growing up, I just played a bit of everything, and then loved basketball, and then continued to do that. I think I've been playing since I was 5, so from all the way from like little hoops to now. So yeah.
All three play at different states here in Australia. Obviously, Jade, you're from Queensland, Hannah from Victoria. Have either you played against each other at all throughout your time in Australia?
We haven't. I played Jade at school nationals, but we haven't played each other in the camps. She's 2 years older, so we're not in the same age group. But me and Hannah have played together the whole time, but never really against each other.
Yeah, no, not really against each other.
Do you want to add to that,
I think
Jade?
we just realised, I think you were from Box Hill, right?
Yeah.
And I was from Brisbane State High, and I think they beat us by what? How we looked back on the stats, and it was like I had like a double in points and turnovers, so that was great. Love that. Yeah.
I think that was 2016, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was.
I think it was. It's hilarious.
Now, what would be some basketball highlights throughout all your basketball journey so far?
I would say probably winning VC last year and also winning the Youth League Championship.
I mean, the championships are obviously really special, but also just like this with the state teams going away and traveling with those are always fun. Yeah, just all the national championships and stuff like that are all really good.
Yeah, I would definitely have to say winning nationals, top age 16s. And like Leia said, those trips are always super competitive, really fun. So I'll never forget those memories for sure.
Now, I'm going to ask this question to the two Victorians. Now, of course, I actually saw your two championships in 2019. Of course, VYC Women's against Melbourne. Of course, they had to, of course, didn't have the home court advantage that year. And of course, in the VC Championship in the 18s as well. I guess which one of those was more special? Was it the youth one or the VC with the 18s?
I can't tell you which one was more special. They were both special. Like, they were different.
Yeah.
But our teams are pretty similar, but they were definitely both special. I can't tell you which one was more. But
I would have to agree, but I think also Leia and I won under 12s VC together, top age, and then to win it again in top age 18s is pretty cool.
And I have to ask, with the Youth League one, of course, I think you've had a pretty tough final series to get there in the first place, I guess. And I think, didn't you play against a college team in the lead up to your grand final? Game 2, I think, Game 2 or 3?
We played Purdue and Illinois. We played two college teams, but like that was kind of good because it was like just another training, but it was good to go against like harder and bigger bodies. It was a good experience for everyone on the team.
And what did both of you learn from that experience going now you're actually now at college yourselves?
Just that like you have to be a lot stronger. Like the girls that we were playing against now are so much stronger. So in that game, I think like that's what I learned. Like you have to be tough and like ready to play, you know.
Jade, you mentioned about your national championship as well. Tell us a bit about that as well for you.
I think we were top age 16s and it was actually against Sammy. So if I'm not mistaken, so It's funny because she was like our biggest rival back then and now we're like teammates. So it's kind of funny how that switched. But no, I remember it was a super tough game. And then just coming away with the win after all the hard work and months of training, it was just a really rewarding experience for sure.
I guess for you, Jade, you mentioned that also you played Sammy, which she's a South Australian herself. I guess, when did you come to realise that now you're actually on the same team as her?
Yeah, because I obviously begun my career at a different college, Furman University, and then I entered the transfer portal. And as soon as I got an email from one of the assistant coaches at St. Mary's, I was like, wait a second, I definitely know someone who's on this team. And when I saw it was Sam, I was like, oh, that would be really, like, I'd love this program. It'd be super fun to play with her. Like, I know she's a great player. So then once I committed, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm now teammates with someone who was like our biggest rival back in the day. So it was really cool to like reminisce on those memories with her as well when I came and we were talking about them all. So yeah.
Do you still joke with her that you beat her at
Oh, totally. Yeah, I'm never letting that one down.
Now, for all three, now you all mentioned right at the start what position you all played on the court. If you had a preferred position where you like to convince your coaches to put you, where would that be?
I like my like playing guard. Like you get to do like 1-3-3. I think that's my preferred position, and I play that, so I wouldn't really change. I don't think.
I'd be happy to stay in the guard position.
Yeah, I think the cool thing with our team is like there's no like set point guard. We can all kind of play 1-3-3, like they were saying. I'm definitely too small to play in the post, so I'm staying out of the post. I'm happy as a guard. Yeah, that's all them. I'm all good.
Tell us a bit about your coaches there at St. Mary's.
Our coaches are really good at like understanding that like because we're internationals, you know, they're our home away from home. So I know after Christmas, coach had us internationals because we have 2 Kiwis as well on the team over for dinner. So that was like really, really nice and special. But yeah, we all have a really great connection, especially with our assistant coaches as well. They're all great coaches, really good at development as well. And, you know, off the court as well, you just know they care about you and it's more than basketball for them. So that's what really drew me to the program and yeah, family atmosphere.
Yeah, they're just very supportive. Obviously, like Jade said, because we are away from home, they're making sure that we're, you know, like we're not homesick, and if we are, like just making sure we're supported and helping us, you know, get through.
You might as well give your local associations back home a bit of a shout out and how they helped all through your basketball journeys to this point.
So me and Hannah are both from Dandenong. So shout out to them.
Shout out to Dandenong.
They've definitely been really supportive. I mean, they've had people go through the college system, so they were really supportive of us choosing to do that. But also Dandenong's one of the few clubs that has a youth league team, an NBL 1 team, as well as the WNBL team, which is now Southside, but it runs out of Dandenong. So just being able to play against bigger, more experienced bodies has definitely helped us to get to where we are.
Yeah.
I'm from Logan Thunder, and I grew up playing there since I was a junior. Won 5 state championships with them, and they were extremely supportive. I mean, we have, I think, out of my starting 5, I think 4 of us were all at different colleges. So that just shows that they, you know, were pushing us a lot to chase our dreams. And, you know, whenever we go home, they're always there to let us scrimmage, use the court, use their facilities. They're just awesome and really, really good support system.
Now, what a coincidence that I've got two associations that actually won a championship in 2020. So obviously Southside won the WNBL championship late last year. Obviously, Logan completely swept everyone in the QSL, which is now turning to NBL 1 North. I guess, do you just keep track on how everything's going back home? And obviously, especially the 2 championships that both Southside and Logan completely swept their competition?
We definitely have. We watched the WNBL finals series, the whole finals together. We watched it on the TV. We were all supporting. So yeah.
Yeah, and because they let me scrimmage with them a lot in the off season, I was always keeping tabs on Logan's games, and yeah, they just completely crushed it. So it was awesome to see. And the WNBL tournament was just great to watch. Like Leia said, we had it on the big screen and we were all cheering and watching. So I think we were able to watch it live too. Like the time zone kind of worked out. So that was really, really nice to see.
What does the sport of basketball mean to all 3, and especially being there at St. Mary's?
Basketball is obviously really special, but it's more than just playing. You know, the friendships and the honestly family that you create through it. And we know St. Mary's has a long history with a lot of awesome Aussie athletes that they've had come through the program. So I think it's really special that we get to experience that as well. And then just the lifelong, like I said, lifelong friendships that you make, it just sticks with you forever. So yeah.
Yeah, same as Jade, like the friendships that we make, like obviously playing's really good, but you make lifelong friends that, like, obviously we've been away from home for a while now, and just like you're still really close with everyone back home that you played basketball with, and you get to watch their games and everything. And yeah, Casey's thinking of what to say.
Those guys covered it. So
I guess, do either of you have any future ambitions post-college?
I think after college, it'd be like great to like come home and play like in WNBL or the NBL 1 leagues, because like that's what growing up I've always wanted to do, like come back home and like play in those leagues. Yeah, no,
same with Hannah. I definitely after college definitely want to play professionally, whether that be in the WNBL or somewhere in Europe, but I definitely do want to continue basketball after college.
Yeah, I'm the same as what they said. Definitely want to take it further and play professionally after college. Yeah, whether it's through the Aussie pathway or Europe as well, like what Leia said.
What would be your advice to our listeners back home that should get involved in basketball?
My advice would be to just enjoy it. You know, it's a really good sport, especially with all your teammates, make a lot of fun memories. And if you're wanting it to take it further, to just train hard, because hard work always pays off. And yeah, to just enjoy the experience as well.
It was Jade. Basically, just enjoy it, and if you like want to go somewhere with it, just make sure you're training hard every day and doing the little stuff that other people around you aren't doing, so you can get ahead.
Now we'll finish on a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates there at St. Mary's. Who had the most embarrassing moment on the court this season, and what was it?
Those ones are always hard.
Yeah.
When Maddie ran off court.
Yeah, I think we had a bit of an emergency on court. I think someone had a bit of a sore stomach and had to call a sub and run straight to the bathroom, if you know what I'm getting at. I forgot about that one, Hannah.
Yeah, that was a funny one.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've never heard of that one before. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, who's the comedian in the team?
Bree, maybe?
He would be up there.
Yeah.
Who?
Like Bree or
Yeah, I was going to say
I'd
Bree.
go with Bree.
Bree's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Bree's, yeah. Bit of a dork. Super funny, always making us laugh. So we love her.
Who's the best singer and dancer in the team, or who are into their TikToks?
I'm best dancer for sure.
Leia's the best dancer.
Leia is the worst dancer on our team. The worst.
I'm most
Period.
definitely the best, but it's fine.
I think Amy would like to think
Yeah.
she's the best TikToker.
There's a lot of people. Everyone who's on TikTok, they all think they're really good dancers.
That is true. Yeah, shout out to Amy West. She's hustling
Amy
hustling after that TikTok clout, but it's definitely not Leia, so do not let her say that because she's the worst. Sorry, Leia.
Now, do either of you have any pre-game superstition or ritual?
I don't, but
I mean, not really. No.
Yeah, I'm not very superstitious, but I mean, I definitely like to try and get in a pre-game nap for sure. That's definitely on the agenda.
Now, have any of your teammates tried to put the Australian accent on, and how's that traveling?
So many of them, and
All
they're
of
all
them do it.
horrible at it. They can't do it. They're so bad.
they all try and copy when we say no.
Yeah.
They all try and do.
They've,
They think we put R's, like
Yeah.
we say. Like
they've definitely all attempted it, and they've all failed.
I agree. And some of them can't tell the difference between like an Aussie accent and a Kiwi accent, which is even more insulting, I would say.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Now, I'm really going to ask this question now, following up from that, which is, now, have either of you tried to convince your teammates that we have kangaroos as pets?
yeah.
No, not really.
Well, it's tough at St. Mary's because there's already been so many Aussies, you know? So I think they kind of know what's going on. I'm sure some of them would fall for it, though. We should have tried to.
We should try that one.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll try.
We'll try.
All right. Let me know how that's going.
Yeah.
We will.
Now, have either of you convinced any of your teammates to come with all three back to Australia, to either Brisbane or Melbourne?
Yes.
We've tried. We're trying to get them across.
Definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my roommate, Ellie, we definitely want her to come back to Australia at some point, but obviously when borders are open and things like that, definitely want my teammates to come and see where we live and stuff like that.
Now, on the reverse end of it, have either of you tried to put the American accent on? How's that traveling?
I don't try because I know I'm so bad at it. So I don't want to myself.
Yeah, just no. Oh, with the accent?
Yeah.
I would say I'm pretty bad. So definitely not. Yeah, no.
Yeah. I try not to do it in front of them because I just know it's going to be
Yeah,
bad.
that's true. Not in front of them, at least.
Now, talking about accents, has your coaches tried to do that as well? And who does the best one? Because I'm assuming they're now used to seeing a lot of Australians now over there.
I think Coach Al is probably the best at it.
Yeah.
I've never heard Coach Thomas try to do it. Have you guys?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So no, but I definitely think Coach Al's the best at it. She'll try and mimic like little words we say and stuff like that. But, yeah.
Are you going to try and maybe convince your head coach to maybe do that eventually?
Maybe we should.
We'll
Yeah.
have to get onto it. Lou.
Yeah, we need to ask him.
All three, thank you so much for giving up your time to join us on your day off. To join us, best of luck next weekend against San Francisco and Santa Clara on the road in the Bay Area, and let's hope you can get back on the winning streak starting next weekend, our time, that is.
Yes.
Thank you. And thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
No worries. And that's Lila, Hannah, and Jade. They're joined us from the St. Mary's College women's basketball team. Of course, we'll put up their team schedule on how you can follow them throughout the rest of the 2021 season. Of course, we'll put all those details up on our social media. There's more on the Smashboard Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.